Hey everyone, guess what? We're here with fucking Brian. Brian, I'm going to ask you this because I don't know how to say it. I'm going to say it's hundreds of AU,
You
but
got it. You got it.
ah, yeah,
Stop drilling. You hit a whale. You're good.
fuck yeah,
You're good.
good shit. So they have a new album, Life in Parallel, coming out 8/22 on. I almost said Bloodthirsty, but that's a fucking song name that like it. I'll tell you why in a minute.
All
Um,
right.
Iodine Recordings. So make sure you guys go fucking check it out. So let's get back to the fucking radio. Like I feel like we were just talking about like college radio and like how radio is changing and NPR is going away and all of that good shit. One of the things I think that is really attributed to that is there are so many people who are focused on streaming for
Yeah.
exactly the reason you just said, right? Like I can make my playlist, there's no commercials, and it's only the shit that I want to listen to, no like garbage, you
Well, I
know?
think, and I think that a reason for that is because the communication industry, specifically like radio, but also like television and stuff too, they did everything they could to stamp out tastemakers because tastemakers don't always generate money as much as they're because people who are like that DJ that was like trying to break those new bands back in the 90s and like trying to do something for his local scene. He was not making a lot of money for himself, and if for him it didn't matter, or her it didn't matter. There was a lot of people participating, so I don't want to reduce it to just one gender, but um they money wasn't it. It was about the culture. And culture doesn't isn't profitable for these big corporations.
Right.
So that's why we are bombarded with classic rock radio that will play Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing 3 to 4 times a day and think they're on the fucking cutting edge when that edge has been dull for 40 years. So yeah, it annoys me that like and just even outside of hardcore, outside of metal, like, you know, a lot of times I'll look at like British pop, or just to use like a catch-all word, like
Yeah.
pop, like they support because they have like a state communication system with the BBC. They are able to support like smaller acts and try to foster them and give them an audience.
Well, it's a whole other world for the arts community when we get into like Europe as a whole, right? Like
Totally,
when you're
totally.
fucking when you're a touring band, you are taken care of. Like you've got a place to stay, you've got great food. It's not like, oh, we got you some sandwiches from Subway or McDonald's. It's, oh, you want real food? Yes. And to that point, like I think that we um as an art community, I think we're starting to change that also. Like at least I see it here locally. Like
Yeah.
when bands come through, um, my partner, if he puts the show on, they are fucking fed, dude. They're fed like and not garbage. Like he's a chef, so he fixed them really good fucking food, and
That's sick.
every band is like, holy fuck, like this
Yeah,
is
well,
phenomenal.
we're coming to Louisville then.
Yeah,
I'll talk to
right.
Tom about it because once he hears this, he's gonna be like, sold. As long as he can make me something vegan, it's gonna be totally fine.
Oh
But like,
yeah.
yeah, but no. But the other thing too is like, I mean, if you look at like, so are you? I don't know if you're familiar with a band from Sweden called Godmother.
I know him, but I'm not super familiar with him.
So I became friends with their singer. I saw they played one of the last Dillinger shows in New York, and so they opened it, and I went to their merch table and bought their record and chatted up their singer, and he and I became like friends, and I saw them a couple times afterwards. But like when they leave, like they get paid by the state, to be on vacation. Like it's like it's like an artist vacation or whatever. Like they get paid for it. So they're not like they can afford to go on tour.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not getting paid a lot of money, but they're not going to come back and be evicted. You know what I mean? And
Something
they're
is
not
better than nothing,
right.
right? Like,
They know that they can go and like get on a plane and go somewhere and have some money and be okay. and we don't have as artists like we don't have that financial security. We don't have that
Right.
because if we did, we would be touring much more. But
We'd
because
have a lot more touring bands for sure. It's like
sure,
it's that weird fucking balance of like I got to pay my bills, but I also want to be out touring. And I feel like there are bands that have the ability to do it, but they've leveraged other things to make money for them when they're on the road. So it's
sure.
still like they can afford the $100 guarantee, so they can get to the next town to whatever.
Right now, that band Haywire from the UK, they're on
Yeah,
tour in the United States. They've been here for like 90 days. They've been able to tour for 90 days. Like, what is going on?
yeah.
How is that even possible? And they're getting on planes and flying and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. And if like I wish America, the home of jazz and television and all sorts of entertainment, really took those things seriously because then, I don't know, we would have a much less shitty fucking culture here than we do, like the way the status quo is. Nobody wants to, that's a whole,
And
we don't have
we,
enough time
I
to talk
know,
about that.
like we could literally be on that for fucking ever. It would never stop. Like I, to your point, yes, you are right. I think we can absolutely do better. And I also think that we are starting to really like grow in leaps and bounds for the independent artist. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about hundreds of AU and life
Let's,
in parallel. Like,
let's.
um, so when I first listened to it, like it reminded me of like early Thursday and that whole like shit. Not like, oh my God, we're gonna be Thursday, but it had those fucking hints of Jeff and the dudes, like and how they sounded. And I thought, oh, I like this because I fucking like Thursday, dude. I like
So do
Thursday a
I.
lot. They're fucking great,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm like, oh, this is cool. I listened to the whole fucking album and I feel like it does not fucking let up until Waves of Piety, and it only gives you like when it starts, was it like the first minute and a half or whatever of Waves of Piety? It's real chill, and then it fucking punches you, and it's like, let's go. I'm like, oh, this is how you fucking end an album.
Mm.
We're gonna give you a breather, and then no, we're not. Come on, you're fucking coming with us. Like,
I think so. In Waves in particular, this is an exclusive because I've done a couple podcasts this week, and that song hasn't really been brought up. What's been brought up really is that like Ryan Slauson from Sonagi, he does the spoken word part in the beginning. He's a great friend of the band, and I thought that contribution was really great. I think it did exactly what you said. It helps kind of slow things down before the song really kind of jumps at you.
yeah,
But that was one of the first ones that like we wrote together as a band. I'm the newest member of the band. The short story is they released three full lengths and an EP prior to me being in the band. Paul, the guitar player, one of the guitar players, he and I had been friends for a really long time. We're in another band together. And there was just kind of like that conversation of like, Hundreds is looking for a singer because the two of us don't really want to do it anymore. We want to focus more on our guitar playing. And so we're looking for another singer. And I wasn't even sure if I was like the right guy for it, but when Paul joined the band, the first thing that they released together was the first full length record. And first track one, I was like, I love this. And all the whole rest of the record is great too. But I loved track one. It immediately grabbed me. Um, and then like all the other records are just as good if not better, so
oh
they
wow,
they, they just continue to get better as a band. And as a friend of the band, because I'm friends with Paul, so I became friendly with the rest of the dudes. um I was just so happy for them to continue to make good music. And then the opportunity came, and I was super nervous to audition, but it ended up working out. And so we rehearsed, like they gave me three songs to audition with, and then we went through them a couple times. I think I was there for maybe like an hour or so, and then I left, and I think the second time I came back, we did them again, and then like they were already starting to send me material. I'm pretty certain. I think I'm getting older. My memory's starting to go. These
Yeah,
see the
I get it.
they're coming, but they're there. They're here. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're fucking not coming. They're
The gray stays.
yeah,
Once it's there, it doesn't go away. So yeah, like we were kind of right in it as soon as I guess once they were, I got the thumbs up from everybody or whatever. We were right in it, and Waves was one of the first songs that we wrote together, and it was like we played it at my first show with them, and that was the one I was like really confident in because like I could just see people getting into it,
yeah.
like people kind of caught that groove like right away, and and they didn't need to hear it first. Like this is a lot for every the album's not even out yet, so a lot of people who hear us play Waves, it's the first time they've heard it. And
It
I
does have a very like familiar feel, like
it
as a,
does.
you know.
It does, and it's it's kind of a song that I like. A lot of the bands that I've been in prior to this were like punk bands and hardcore bands, and like, but when I say hardcore, I consider Hundreds a hardcore band. I know that, because of like Tom's past discography, which is incredible. Everybody should go check out You and I. You should go check out The Assistant, Black Kites, um, this ship will sink, in first person. Like he's been in a ton of incredible bands.
Okay,
And-
so I'm not asking you what bands people should check out now. Check that off my list.
right. But like because of his like prior bands, like kind of get pushed into that screamo category, which is fine. I don't, as long as people are coming to hang out, it
Right.
doesn't really matter to me. But like, I don't think we're a dyed in the wool hardcore band, but I think we are very much a hardcore band. When people ask me what it is, I say we're a hardcore band, and when they're like, "Really?" I go, "Well, we're kind of a bookish, more introverted hardcore band," and that seems to agree with people, I guess,
Yeah.
when they hear us talk and meet us and see us and stuff like that. So
They're more welcoming. Like when I think hardcore for me, I think like New York hardcore, but I also
I love
like
New York hardcore though.
so yeah, me too, bro.
Dude, I love New York hardcore. Like
What?
I'm such like a student of like to me all the like it's all different disciplines and it's like a
Yeah.
almost like martial arts in a way.
Dude, well, it
I
is,
don't
dude, like because those
and I don't
fucking
know shit about
sounds,
martial arts, but I know that there's a difference
like,
between judo and jiu-jitsu.
yeah.
And yeah, so like everybody has their, all those phases that I went through in my teens and 20s, like I like I like New York hardcore. No, I'm into the West Coast shit. And like all this other stuff. Like and now I'm older and I'm like, I like all of it. And I'm not gonna apologize for any of it.
It's so funny though, because when you're young, it's like you go through those fucking phases. Oh no, it has to be like this is what I'm listening to right now. Has to be like New York. And then you've got, like Hatebreed was a little bit lumped in with that, but they're not really
Sure.
a New York hardcore band. They're
No.
from fucking Connecticut, you know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And and then like I was the same way. I love fucking punk, I love hardcore, I love fucking metal, dude. I just love music.
Yeah.
Like there are bad bands, there's no bad music.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. I
It's fucking cool that you're like that you're with that because I can, with hundreds you can absolutely see the hardcore in there. I mean, it fucking grabs you, dude. Those songs really grab you and they fucking pull you along and they make you want to move, which when you get into that's what I'm looking for, when I get into like punk and hardcore and fuck, even the fucking thrash, I want to bang my head, but this doesn't make me want to bang my head. It makes me want to fucking jump and run. Like that's what I'm looking for.
thank you, man. That's awesome. Thank you.
So like so for you, obviously being the newest member in the band, like it seems like from an outsider's perspective at this point that transition for you was pretty easy like into the band. Would you say that the same?
I mean, there's obviously gonna always be a little bit of bumps in the road. Like, so the music that I had been making prior to that, um, was like really easy to write to. Like there wasn't the hundreds, the way that these guys write, they write in different time signatures. They have a lot of different parts to, they connect things in a certain way. And so there was an adjustment period for that. Like you mentioned the song Bloodthirsty before, and there was a part where I just like I written the lyrics for Bloodthirsty, and like there was just a part where I wasn't getting it, and Tom is just like an old pro at this. So he basically was like, no, just because he's like, just go da 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 like, and I couldn't think of that on my own. Now it's like, of course, there's no other way.
Yeah.
But I wasn't getting there by myself. And so yes, it was hard for me because I didn't kind of have the musicality that these guys have. I still don't. I still kind of lean on them a little bit, but they made it easy for me because there was no like we're all older dudes. We like yeah, I'm the only one with a kid, but like uh we're all older. We all have real jobs and
Yeah.
have responsibilities and things like that. So there's no like rookie hazing shit that or any of that sort of stuff. They brought me they were very my reception with them was very warm, and they did everything that they possibly could to like get me on the level, get me comfortable. And for me, when like the writing kind of started, they had songs already. Like they had a bunch of songs already, not all of them, but they had a bunch. And like so I didn't like, and they had, like I said, they've already done three full lengths together,
Yeah.
plus a bunch of other things. So I didn't know where I was going to fit in that songwriting process. So I'm like, okay, well, they're writing the songs and they're not singing. So I guess my responsibility is going to be vocal arrangement and lyrics. And I'm just going to focus 100% of my energy into that. And for them, I made like some subtle suggestions. A lot of the songs that they wrote like with either with Paul or Tom, they're primarily the guys who write most of the songs. Most of them were like pretty much kind of done, like everybody was like in agreement, like you would send a demo and that there was only like a little tweaking that needed to happen here and there. And that's where like Buzz and John, Buzz is our bass player, John's our drummer, that's where they would come in and they would try different things and bounce, just bouncing ideas off the wall, seeing what works the best. And yeah. And so for me, like a lot of times they would write the song and I would just have the lyrics ready, come to practice with the lyrics on the notepad on my phone and just be like, okay, like I hope they don't make too many changes because I have the lyrics written for what they've sent me. And fortunately for me, that actually ended up happening most of the time. A couple times things changed a little bit, but it wasn't so drastic that I had to go back to the drawing board with any lyrics or any themes or anything like that. It was really they really did make it very easy for me. So I'm exceptionally lucky
That's
because I
super
like
cool.
if you get somebody who just doesn't like these guys have a lot of patience and you get in a band like this and one or two guys just don't have that level of patience, it can really be an uncomfortable thing. And it's
You,
never been uncomfortable for me.
you
It's
know,
fine.
I
I feel
think,
like I've been in the band for a long time. I've only been in the band for a year and a half.
well, I'm sure that that probably helps that you like had relationships with them prior to the band. You already kind of knew everyone, already friends with Paul, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the thing too is that we practice in Paul's basement, and that's where our other band practices. So it wasn't like going, it was home field for me
Yeah.
in a way. Um, because I was just so used to, being there and working out songs with Paul that like that energy, that connection I had with Paul, like, it was great. Like I think I don't know if it wasn't Paul. I don't know that it may not have worked out because
Yeah,
I
but it was, so
felt
you don't even
a level
have
of
to think about
confidence.
that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I felt a level of confidence knowing like I've worked with Paul before. He's gonna understand my nuances a little bit better, and if there's any like translation that needs to happen, he's gonna help me out. And he
Yeah.
did. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Like it's super cool that you came in a year ago and you guys are at this point already. And that, I think the biggest thing you look for when someone new comes in the band, knowing that, like I'm trying to think back on the album that I've obviously listened to a couple of times through, and I'm like it to me it doesn't sound, you guys sound like a tight fucking unit on record. So I'm really curious, like, how does that translate live? I can only assume that because you all have experience out, with other things outside, that it translates really well live. And it's exciting for me because I want to fucking see you guys live now. Like, fuck, come on.
The well, the other what you're saying is like I think is you hit the nail right on the head. We were playing shows pretty quick and like doing these little weekend trips and getting, you know, to know each other pretty good. I mean, these like I said, Buzz was been in the band like a couple years longer than me, but he's like the newest one after me. Other than that, John, Paul, and Tom have been together for everything except the demo. And like I think that playing all those shows live and like part of it too was like the four of us, three of us live in Sussex County, New Jersey, which if you're looking at New Jersey, it's the top. And then John lives in South Jersey. He says he lives in Central Jersey. Central Jersey does not exist. There's a north and a south, and that is it. And there it is. I'm gonna hear about this later. But the and then Tom lives in the capital region in New York. So when we get together to practice, like it's like 4 hours of practice. And we're working every minute. So um I think that worked out great. I think that in itself like worked out great for us because when it came time to the studio, we did the entire album in 2 days. And we just got there. What time we starting? Okay, we're getting there 15 minutes early. We're loading in. We're not screwing around. We don't have time. We gotta get everybody set up and we gotta go. All the music was recorded. Most of the music was recorded on the first day. There was a couple, I guess, overdubs that needed to be done on the second day. Vocals were done on the second day. We were done. That was it.
That's,
And
that
and it
comes
was
from
just
being
like a
old too.
machine, man. It was
Like,
just a machine.
we don't have time to fuck around. Like, time is money. This shit costs money. Go. Like,
Yeah, and what's even crazier is that like, as somebody who's like I'm sure all the guys had this too, but like when you go to the studio, you have an idea in your head of what the end product is going to be, right? Sometimes, and I've been in bands where, pretty close, got pretty close to where I wanted to go and totally satisfied with it. And then other times I've been in bands where it's like we're not even anywhere near what I think we this should sound like, and it's a source of contention.
yeah.
Uh, there are songs on this record that came out exactly the way I envisioned them, and two of them are available to the public right now, and that is Scorched Earth Harvest and Endless Page. Those two songs, those is exactly how I thought they were gonna sound before we recorded when we were recording, and then I was not even slightly surprised that they sounded like that at the end because I was like, yeah, we've been doing we played this song together in a basement like 50 times. Like we know. So that worked out great. And I think all that practice and those shows together and some of those long drives and just like talking about music and what stuff we like, what stuff we don't like. There's a lot of both. But yeah, but getting to know each other, working really hard together, and then like realizing like, okay, game time. Let's get our heads are all in the game, and everybody was totally focused.
Hell yeah.
So it worked out. It worked out phenomenal.
That's super cool. I think it really helps one that no one's, a 17-year-old anymore, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm with you, dude. I always say like back in my day, and my kids are like, what the fuck? I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I used to walk uphill both ways to school in the fucking snow with no shoes. Shut up. Uh-oh, I think you froze.
My wife made dinner and like she asked my daughter like, "Hey, what do you feel like eating tonight?" And she was like, "Tacos." So okay, she made tacos. We're vegan, so we made vegan style tacos. And then like the tacos came like, we're sitting down to eat dinner and my kid is like, "Well, I don't really know if I feel like eating this right now." I was like, "You would have not lasted a minute in grandma's house." Not a minute because she would have been like, "Okay, cool, you're getting nothing. Good night."
Right.
And you'd be in bed. And she did
Sucks for
it to
you.
both my sisters and me. I was like, I'll eat whatever you put in front of me, Mom. Like, as long as it's not cream spinach, we're good. And
Shit, even then you're like, I know I have to, but
she did it to me one time and she just saw me gagging and I never had to eat it again. That was it. She was as like I was always a pretty good eater. I still am a pretty good eater. My wife gets on my case about it. She's always like, Do you really need to eat that entire pint of ice cream?" Like,
yes.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it, but yeah,
So
it just
that
but there is that whole like back in my you would have never made it like like yeah,
yeah.
there is
Yeah,
that.
but so it's I forgot where I was fucking going. Oh, I think part of that, that feeling with the band is the time you spent together, the relationship, right? What I don't think a lot of people really take into account is the relationship in a band. It is a relationship. It is a marriage, dude.
Yeah.
And when you guys are like, when the band is on it and together and firing on all cylinders, there is nothing that can compete with that. Like the feeling. It's like your wife, like when my wife and I are like on point, I'm like, dude, we're gonna take over the world. No one can say shit to us.
Hmm. And
Like
there are other times with
yeah,
and then there are other times where you're like, who is this person?
yeah.
And those are the one but those moments in a band, in any relationship, in a friendship, in a working relationship, like how you navigate those rough times is a real um
It's a
it's a real
testament.
character test.
Yeah,
And like you can I think in my 20s and stuff, like I never did anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, you know what? I know more than these guys sometimes. Sometimes. And also in my relationships and in my marriage and stuff like that. Like, and now as an older person with kids, not old person. I'm not that old, but
I
like,
am.
uh, you start to look at the world a little bit different and you start to say things like, how can I make this better? What can I contribute to this to make it better? And any if I do this or don't do this, is it hurtful or is it helpful? And sometimes it's helpful to sit back, and sometimes it's helpful, and sometimes it's hurtful to get to put your footprint too much on it.
Yeah.
Um, and just kind of let things fall into place a little bit. And again, like they released all this stuff material that I loved prior to me joining. So like I had total faith that like everything was going to kind of come together a little bit. And as long as I did my part and wasn't doing anything to hold their progress back, I figured I would be okay. And as it turned out, it worked out great because I'm super proud of this record. I'm
I think
really
it sounds fucking great, dude. Like I can't wait for it to be released so I can send it to my friend and be like, dude, you've got to fucking listen to this because he'd be into it too. Like I start my day by sending him a band almost every fucking day. I'm like, dude, you got to check this out. He is, he's my partner in the label, so it's
Mhm.
we're always like, check this out. What do you think about this? We should do this. Like, there's always music going through our fucking text, dude. I want more friends like that. I want to wake up and my phone just be like 60 bands or 60 texts from people going, check this
Dude, it's the
band out.
best. Like all my best friends, all my closest friends, they're all kind of in this music scene in some form. I got my friend Tommy, he's in me and Paul's other band. He's my best friend. He's one of my best friends, and like we're just constantly sending each other music. Most of the time, it's like French oi and stuff like that. Like I love all that kind of stuff. Um, but like just I know that I can send him I know what he likes, and I know I get very excited when I find something, and like my first thought is like Tommy's gonna love this.
Yeah.
Or if I send something to Paul and I know he's gonna like it. Or the guy who we recorded with, his name is Joe Egan. His brother Jake is a very, very close friend of mine. We've been friends for since I was like 18. And he doesn't really listen to heavy, heavy hardcore, but he listens to a lot of other things that I like. And he and I send stuff back and forth to each other all the time. And it's a great way because as an adult, with all the responsibilities that every adult has on their plate, whether they have kids or not, whether it's career responsibilities, relationship responsibilities, whatever, what have you, um, it's really hard to find time for all your friends. It really
Yep.
is. And the fact that like you can kind of keep the relationship sort of buoyed with this common thing that you grew up with that brings you back to like your roots and like what really brought me joy. Once I found fucking punk, that was it. Like my fate was sealed because I was never gonna appreciate anything as much as I appreciate punk.
Mm.
And yes, it started with Green Day. I was 10 when Dookie came out.
It's
I
okay.
loved it. I still think it's a great record.
Yeah, because it is, dude. Like,
'Cause it
you know,
is.
I don't, people can shit on Green Day, but the reality is like when they started, their goal was to do what they're doing. There was no, we are gonna fucking craft ourselves to be like rock stars. We're gonna be rock stars. That's just what we fucking do. And when Dookie came out, it shit all over the fucking world.
Yeah.
Here we are, and it's like that's an album that my daughter, who is 18 now, absolutely loves. And I love it. Like I love that kids today, like for us, that's a fucking classic album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they're fuck, can you Green Day's classic rock? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's funny and just like kind of sort of half related to that, but like, obviously you were in touch with the whole Green Day thing, so you were it went like Rancid, Out Come the Wolves, right? Like you,
Oh, I so I my introduction to Rancid was their self-titled.
yeah,
And then Let's Go came out, and those two are my, like, as far as albums go, like from Rancid, those are my two favorite albums. There's not another thing that they released that stacks up to them in my mind.
so that's fine. But my exposure to Rancid and it was Out Come the Wolves.
Sure.
It was on MTV. I was
Again,
a kid who
another,
watched MTV.
it's a
Right,
great album,
right.
like,
And so like my kid, I had it on and she liked it, and I was like, yes. And so when the Misfits did their reunion and they played the Madison Square Garden with Danzig, I took my wife and my kid, and Rancid was playing that show as well. And like it was crazy. So it was fun. Like first of all, seeing the Misfits in Madison Square Garden was like mind blowing. And then like so Rance is playing, and she thinks that like it's over and that like that's the end of the show and we're gonna go home. And no, I need to see them play every single song that they wrote together. And the Misfits played, and it was like me standing up in on my seat, banging my fist and screaming the entire time and just enjoying the
every fucking
trying to have the
lyric.
time of my life because it was like
Yeah.
$150 a ticket.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I never thought I'd pay $150 for punk, but I did.
We got old. Like
It is what it is.
that's all there is,
It is,
you
it is
know.
what it is.
it's so funny. And now, like, I'm not. I'm like, I don't want to pay more than X for a for a concert ticket. I
Hmm.
never wanted to pay more than $20. Like, if I'm going to a
Yeah,
show,
yeah, yeah.
a big show, $20 is my limit. And my whole family we go to a lot of fucking concerts. We have our like family band, like Deftones is a family band. When they come
Sick,
through, we're fucking there,
sick.
and it's great. They chose our fucking vacation in 2017, and the choice was to go see Deftones open for Guns N' Roses in Minneapolis. So we fucking road tripped it up and back, and it was the best time ever. Um,
Did Axel still have a voice? Because I heard a recent video and it was very. I don't want to shit on Axel too bad because I agree with a lot of his politics.
yeah,
But I loved his Twitter account when he was still doing it because he was just shitting all over the administration. Um, but I did like he literally sounded like Mickey Mouse in the video that I saw, and
no,
I
he's
felt terrible for him.
I saw that video and I'm with you. I think that's like it's terrible, but he has highs and lows, you know what I mean?
Oh, so you
Uh,
did a bad night? Is that what it was?
I think it absolutely could have been. When we saw him, I think he sounded great, but
Okay.
we bought the cheapest tickets we could, which was fucking nosebleed in the stadium, and we ended up sneaking down into the, like, not quite the floor section, but we were in like the 100 section, and um he fucking he sounded great. We were there about 6 songs, and the kids looked at us and were like, "We're fucking tired. Can we leave?" Like, "Yep, we're good. We saw Deftones. I don't give a fuck about Guns N' Roses. Let's go." Uh, but it's cool to see. It's cool to see kids like grow up around that, because I feel like when they're in the the arts world, they they get more confident because they go to a show and people don't look at them if they've got blue hair or an weird earring or
Yes.
something, and they don't go, "You're fucking weird." They're like, "Hey dude, nice hair, cool, be yourself, please come and be a part of our fucking community," and it builds that confidence within them.
That's what punk was for me because I hated high school. I hated it. I hated everybody there. I had some friends, obviously, but like outside of that, I just hated the teachers. I hated everything about it. And I was an awkward little 95-pound kid my freshman year. I don't even 95 pounds might have been a stretch. It might have been just 90. But I would go to like shows and stuff, and like nobody would think I was fine. And like to me, like that to me is like the definition of a what I would consider a safe space
Yeah,
because it was just like nobody's judging me here. I am watching these dudes who are like high school age, maybe a little bit older, punching fucking Nazis. Like they're not welcome here either. Um, like the fucking losers from my high school are not gonna have an interest in being at any of this shit, so I don't have to worry about seeing them or them ruining my good time. So yeah, this is my tribe, these are my people,
yeah,
and I've always looked at it that way. And now it's even better because, and I say this quite a bit, like when I was a kid in this scene, it was mostly white males playing with white males. Shows were booked by white males in bars that were run by white males. And now everybody is involved because everybody's pissed. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's not just like fake anger about your friend breaking straight edge anymore. It's like real socio-political anger and frustration, and like it feels fresh and it feels awesome. And I love it. I think it's great. I think I think we might be coming down. There was like a golden age for a little while, mostly during COVID and right after COVID. I think now there's a, just like anything else, there's an ebb and a flow. Things are going to come back and they're going to push forward again. It's okay. Um, but like it's been great. And so to be making music and to be accepted now at my age in this scene, when there are plenty of people my age who are just total bummers
Yeah.
about like anything new. They're just like, "Ugh." I'm like, just stay home. Just stay the fuck home then. Because you're when you come to something like this, have fun and you should enjoy yourself and like feel at least a little bit of sense of community. I'm not saying you got to talk to everybody.
Right.
You don't have to talk to anybody, but just like be in the moment and just not like, oh, gel. Like, like people were, and they had their own problems, obviously,
Yeah.
recently. But they in particular got a lot of vitriol for fucking no reason, other than they were just like this band from New Jersey that were on tour all the time and were working their asses off. That's what you want. That's what you would expect. If
That's what more bands need to fucking do. I think there's like a disconnect, right? There are some bands that are out there and they're like, dude, we want to make it. We want to, whatever that means. We want to do
yeah,
all of these things. And they don't like get out and actually fucking do it. I talked to this one band and I won't mention names. I love the dudes. They're super nice dudes, but they said, this is it. If we don't fucking make it with this, we're never like, we're done. We're just giving up. We're out. And I shit you not, it wasn't 6 months after their like album came out. They were like, we're done. You guys haven't even been together a year,
so
dude.
what that just says to me is that they're not happy with their own art to begin with. Like the art always comes first.
They're doing it for the wrong fucking reasons.
Wrong, totally fucking wrong reason. Because I'll be honest with you, if this album comes out and people hate it, I'm not gonna care.
Right.
I
Right.
don't think they're gonna hate it, but
I don't
like I'm
either.
gonna care because like I like it and the rest of the guys like it. So that's all that matters to me. And like,
That's
whatever
that should
happens,
always be
happens.
number one.
That's it.
That's where so many fucking bands like make that mistake is they're like, we're gonna write this album, everyone's gonna love it. Well, first, you shouldn't even like when you're writing the album, don't think about is everyone gonna love it.
I don't
Think
care.
about right. That's
I
how it
don't
should be.
care.
Like, do I like it? Is it something that I can enjoy? Because the best music, I think you would agree, the best music comes when the band writes for themselves.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
there's no qualms. Look at I'll mention Deftones again. I don't think that they write music to go with the masses. They write what they want, and every album has its own like sound, and it's different from everything fucking else.
Yeah, they're in particular. I'm a Deftones fan. I don't know. Um, I don't want to get anybody in our band in trouble. I don't know what they feel about Deftones, but I know I like them. And what's funny is I think it's not my favorite Deftones record. My favorite Deftones record is Diamond Eyes, but yours too. But
Yeah,
I
and
loved.
the self-titled.
Oh
Holy
yeah,
fuck.
I loved Gore. I know
Yeah,
people don't like it. I loved it because just I thought it was really well produced. I think Chino's voice sounds great on it. Um,
it's so different.
it's not the heavy record that I think
Right.
people wanted. Um, or that Steven Carpenter wanted. But uh yeah, I love that record. And like you could tell that they were writing it for themselves. Like,
Right.
or at least maybe I think Chino maybe had bigger hand in that one than some previous ones. And that's all speculation. I don't know
Well,
that for a
same
fact.
thing
But
with like Saturday Night Wrist, like it's a lot more electronic than anything they've done, with Cherry Waves and all of that. And I
yeah,
think, that to me that this is what a band should do. Write an album and every album, if I want to listen to the same fucking album, I can listen to AC/DC or Bad Religion at any time.
oh, don't be mad. Don't be mean to Bad Religion.
I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
I love
All right.
AC/DC and I love Bad Religion,
We're
but I'm
gonna have
just
a problem.
no, but you see my point, right?
I
Like
got
you
you. Yeah,
fuck,
I understand.
you know.
Yeah.
So this is what I like about Deftones, and I think I would like to see more bands that are willing to experiment on every album and try something new because there are so many sounds out there that we have no fucking idea about, you know?
Yeah.
But again, not shitting on Bad Religion. I fucking love Bad Religion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I love that religion
You
too.
know, like it's hard not to. They were, I mean, look at what fucking look at Epitaph, just what Epitaph did
Hmm.
for music as a whole. Like the fucking shipping 6 million Offspring albums out at fucking Brett's garage. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, and like I really in a way, I mean not in a way, I totally grew up on that stuff. Like I'm not as much into the like epiphat scene as I was. Like I think it just kind of comes with growing up. I'll take a band like Pennywise, for example. Like I was way into Pennywise. They were very aggressive when I first heard them, which was on like a Punkorama compilation that I got when I
Yeah.
bought a pair of Vans. And I loved it. And then like I don't know, something happened one day where just like my tastes shifted a little bit. I'm like, they just don't do
They
it
don't
for me.
scratch the
I have a
itch anymore.
tremendous amount of respect for them because they exported their culture, skate and surf culture to the rest of the world, and they deserve my respect. They deserve everything. Um, but like as far as the Epitaph bands, like Bad Religion is one of the only ones that I've like kind of hung on to and stayed with. Like Bad Religion, Propagandhi was is another one. I'm sure if we went through the entire list, we'd find a lot more. Uh,
Rancid.
but like Bad Religion for sure. Like I could put Suffer on right now. Like
Oh yeah.
I love Suffer. I love
That's
No Control.
every
I
time
love
I think Bad Religion, that's what I think is Suffer. You know,
the album artwork is
American
iconic.
in American Jesus. Like what the
Oh,
fuck?
totally, totally.
I was like, oh shit. Okay, Brian, I know you're like short on time and I don't want to keep you so you can get your daughter where she needs to go.
Thank you.
So what I would say is uh first, we probably have to continue this conversation another time. I would
Absolutely.
I'm loving this conversation and I appreciate it. And second, we got to figure out how to get you guys down here so we can have us a great time and you guys can get fed.
Uh, cons Done. I'll make sure that you have my email prior to us. Actually, I'll put it in the chat.
We'll
Uh,
just connect on the socials, dude.
oh yeah, we can do that too. But yeah, I'd love to come down to Louisville. There's so much history down there. Like
Yes.
for me, like tons of music that I love came from there. We talked about Coliseum before, but like we didn't mention Black Widows. Like I'm a massive Elliot fan. I think Elliot was the coolest. I got into like at the exact right time when I was in college. Got into like my freshman year of college. It was the first time I ever heard False Cathedrals, and I was like, my mind was blown by it. I still think it's one of my favorite records of all time. And like the songs that I love the most are like buried on the B side, like Carving Oswego and shit like that. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah, dude, I would love to come down there, and I don't think it's going to hurt the other dudes too badly, especially if they know like they're gonna eat well. Because like part of the reason that we book shows and stuff is like
To get food,
in
man.
different places is to try different foods, and
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of like an Anthony Bourdain type of thing, but there's also like legit punk rock
Yeah.
involved,
We're gonna
so it's
play
pretty
music,
awesome.
but we're gonna play music so we can go eat some really good shit. All right, I'm in. Like, let's
I've eaten so well, and
yeah,
that's part of the reason too. My wife is like so like I give my wife a lot of credit because she's just very cool with me doing this sort of stuff. Like we have to work really hard to make it work. She's a nurse.
yeah.
She works her ass off. She's one of the
Mine too.
toughest, smartest people I know. And so she's just like, if I'm out on the road for a couple days, she's like, well. I know that you're with adults, so you're not doing anything stupid. And you've been sober for 5 years, so you're not doing anything stupid there. And I also know that you're not eating junk food the whole time because you're with Tom. So I'm okay with this one. This one's fine. Go ahead. Just make sure you're back when you say you're going to be back, okay? Don't add on any more shows and on the ride home.
That is fair.
I think
So
that's
what we'll have to do is we'll have to get you with Reagan and his collection. He has a Louisville music only collection that you would probably go fucking ape shit over.
I'd be sitting there taking notes the whole time. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta check all this out because I'm not. like shut off to learning to finding out new bands and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's fucking dude, he's got such an extensive collection. I love it. It's fantastic. And when I say like he's a fucking Louisville music nerd, like I call him for any Louisville music like history that I need. He's like, "Oh yeah, 1957 fucking blah 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 blah." And
That's
I'm like,
sick.
"How the fuck do you know? Like how do you retain this shit, dude?" It's great. But Brian, go, dude. Have a great night. I'm gonna hit you up on the socials. I'm looking forward to, like I said, the fucking album Life in Parallel being released on 8/22 for all of you fuckers. Please go pre-order the album. At least stream the shit out of it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude. Have a great night, man.
All right, man.
Thanks.
You got it.